Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi. All from these comments.
Yeah, that'll help. Oh, no, turn that
No?
one off.
Okay. What else? Yeah.
The under cabinets, those look nice.
Hi, everybody. It's us.
Here we are.
This is, it's baking with Travis because Teresa's not going to stay long because
No,
she's going to go nap.
I'm gonna go lay down. It took me 2.5 hours to get the baby down, so this is for me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is the drinking beer.
Mm. Yeah, that's nice.
This is the sipping beer, and this is going to be the baking beer.
Okay. And this is the drinking.
That's the sipping whiskey. Yeah. So I'm going to be making, and I wanted you here for this part. I'm going to be making beer bread, which is probably the thing I've made the most ever.
You're a big fan of quick breads in general.
I like the quick breads.
Soda
yes.
bread, beer bread, you do that.
I like the loaf breads. Yes. Yeah. I don't really have the patience for like the kneading and the rolling out.
Yeah.
That gets a little too messy for me. That is not my style of baking. I like the chemistry, the precision.
And you're going to do it in a loaf, Tim.
I am.
Okay.
Now, this time around, usually beer bread is considered very savory bread.
Yes.
This time I'm going to experiment with something new because I'm using this black cherry ale. So I've already cut up some maraschino cherries, so you guys don't have to watch me do
mise en place.
My mise en place. I remember the last time I did something like this, people had to watch me cut stuff up, and it made them very nervous.
Oh yeah.
So I've already done the knife work, and I'm also going to add some chocolate chips. So,
because
yeah,
you know, why not?
Yeah. So
you know what I really hope to get out of this quarantine?
What?
10 pounds.
Yeah. Zing! Now, let me answer your question, because we both consume a lot of baking shows. For my fruit, should I mix it in some flour to help it mix in better so that it doesn't settle all at the bottom?
Well, have you rinsed them?
No.
Mary Berry says cherries like this. I don't know if she's ever used maraschino, but when she uses cherries, she cuts them up, rinses them, because inside the little hole is where a lot of juice gets stuck. So she rinses them, dries them, and then sprinkles flour over it, right, to dry them out so that they distribute evenly and don't all sink to the bottom. Okay, well, I'll start with that. You talk to the thing. Well, I'm going to look at some of the things people are saying. Oh, okay. Mary Berry, yes. Great, yes. What is the recipe? Well, right there in front of you. It's a basic beer bread, the Pioneer Woman's recipe. Okay, nice. Yeah. Oh, good. It's nice and easy. So,
yep, three main ingredients.
3 cups self-rising flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 12 ounces of beer, and 4 tablespoons of butter. And he's adding chocolate chips and maraschino cherries. Oh, look, people are making bread. I'm loving drinking.
What?
People are drinking as well. Good.
Nice. Yes. Hey, listen, you're not driving anywhere, right?
I'm not.
No, we're staying home.
Should I maybe save a live stream? Should I do a live stream?
Yeah, tell them what they're going to do.
Okay. Well, should I save it for tomorrow? Because you guys did.
I'm basically doing one every day at this point.
You are?
No, if you want to think something else to do, we can do something else tomorrow together too.
I was going to do a live stream.
This really shows off our height difference, by the way. Just this angle.
Yeah. Of cleaning my makeup brushes. I got a one of those makeup brush cleaner things. Like it's like a bowl, right? And then it's a motor that you put the brush on, and you like dip it in the bowl and spin it. I've never done it before. Yeah. I wanted to do a kind of like try this at home thing, because it seems strange to me to like do a makeup tutorial or a hair tutorial when you're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
And then no one should be going anywhere.
I could do a little bit of a hair one. I've been wearing my hair in a ponytail since my baby was born.
Yeah, the same ponytail?
No. I
did go to the store today, but I wiped everything down and I stayed as far away from everyone as I could. But I needed self-rising flour so I could make beer bread. Now, you could make beer bread with all-purpose flour and baking soda and salt instead of self-rising flour, but I didn't want to mess with it. And I wanted self-rising flour anyways, because I want to try some other breads while I'm at home. Yeah. Why not? And just so no one worries, I've already washed my hands.
So now I have rinsed and floured
Nice.
my cherries.
Okay, well, have a great time.
Hey, thanks, baby.
You watch the comments. Will they stay?
Yeah.
Can we read them after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
People, tell me about what kind of live stream you want me to do.
Okay, so as I said, I'm using this black cherry ale, and I'm drinking this Mantry Blackberry Tart Ale. Mantry is a local brewery. Support local businesses. Rip it and rip it. Okay, so now, should I treat this like a tutorial, right? So here, let me tell you, number one pro tip when baking. Read the directions, then read them again. And word choice is very, very, very important in baking. So for example, right here, it says stir flour and sugar together, pour in beer, and stir until foaming subsides and flour is incorporated. Notice that it doesn't say thoroughly combine, right? It says till flour is incorporated. Because some breads, you don't, like bread, for example, you don't want to thoroughly combine. If you're doing like a cake recipe, right, you want to do it until it's moist, and then there are different batters where it's like you want this to be thoroughly combined. But with this bread, I am not going to work to thoroughly combine it. But I've already preheated the oven. Oven is preheated to 350 degrees. My hair is actually a very dark purple, but I don't know if it shows as well on this slide. So I just saw somebody call it blue, and it's not blue. I've tried blue before. It just didn't last as long. So we need 3 cups now. If I was really precise, if I was like Alton Brown precise, I would weigh this flour, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not Alton Brown precise. I would also maybe sift it. I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm just making beer bread. I'm not like serving the queen. 2 scoops. Here's another thing I like is once you get to know, once you make a recipe and you're like, oh, I've done this before. I'm having a great time. I know what I'm doing. Then you can kind of futz with it. You can mess with it. So in this recipe for this simple one is 3 cups of self-rising flour and 3 tablespoons of sugar. But I'm wanting a slightly sweeter bread. So I'm going to do 5 tablespoons of sugar. And that's also going to help because I'm adding more moist ingredients with the chocolate and the cherries. So hopefully a little bit more dry ingredients is going to help the whole thing stick together a little bit more. So I got my tablespoon here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to incorporate these together. Let's see what kind of stirring implement I have. Williams Sonoma spatula. You never let me down. Okay, so I'm going to stir together the sugar and the flour until I think that's nice and combined. Now the recipe now calls for this to be the time to add the beer. But I think before I do the beer, I'm going to incorporate the cherries just a little bit to once again get them even more coated in flour before I add the other wet ingredients. I'll probably do the same. No, I'm definitely going to do the same with grip it and rip it. Okay. Now I'm not going to add a ton of I'm not adding the whole bag. You know what I mean? I'm just adding just a kiss of chocolate chips. Just enough chocolate chips to make my point. Now let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now for baking.
Let the foaming subside. Delicious. Now, this recipe, the Pioneer Woman, the instructions are once it's done, bake it, to pop it out into a cooling rack and then brush butter on the sides of it. But I like to do it a different way, where when it goes into bake, I just put the melted butter on top of it. I find that gets a nice crispy crust on the top, and it kind of has time to soak in. Let's see. Okay, the foaming has subsided, and it's time to stir. A lovely, like pinkish purplish color. Okay, and now I'm just going to combine. I'm not worrying about an even mix, just making sure all the flour is incorporated. So back in the olden days, there was a time where like most radio shows, especially like country music shows and like bluegrass shows, were sponsored by like different flour companies. And there's one called Martha White that I just remember from hearing it on different things. I'm a big fan of bluegrass music. And so I remember, oh yeah, see, okay. See how you could see like all the cherries and stuff spread out through it? It's not dispersing to the bottom, right? It's right there. That's a good looking thing. Oh, that's gonna be, that's gonna be delicious. I'm very proud of that. You may try. Martha White. Okay. Now we're gonna melt some butter. So I need another bowl. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Huh? More butter. Listen, can you have too much butter? I was raised by a Kentucky woman in a West Virginia household. I don't think that there's too much butter. I also know for a fact that butter is Teresa's favorite food. So you can never have too much. Bibi loves butter too. It's a good way to get her to eat her broccoli, to put butter on top of it. Best parents. Okay, let's see the chat. Let's see if there's. Can you tilt the camera so we can see what you're doing? Yes. There's that butter. I can see. I got this in here. Spread it a little bit more because I don't like how it's not quite. I can hear the butter popping away. And now just gonna drizzle it on top. Oh, this smells so good. It's just butter. I mean, I can't even smell the actual bread yet. I'm just smelling butter. And I'm gonna pop this in the oven, which I've already preheated. Oh no, I can hear my baby crying upstairs. No good. Okay, so let's, while that bakes a little bit, clean up my station. Does anybody have any questions? How am I so good at baking? Does the dough not need kneading? No. So this kind of dough is, and it shouldn't be like a smooth dough. I'm not trying to build any, I'm not trying to build the structure in it that you would need for like a loaf bread because I'm building it in a pan instead of, just like a loaf. I'm not trying to build up, the structure or whatever. So it just mix it and rip it. Say, well, Teresa's with baby Macroy, so it's okay. How do you decide what beer to bake with? Well, it really kind of depends. I found that if you're making like a basic beer bread, I really like a stout, something that already has a fairly bready structure to it. But I mean, I've had success baking with anything. I've enjoyed baking with like Stella. But mostly I just say like, is there stuff I want to incorporate into the bread? And if so, I try to pick a beer that I think matches that. Let's see, other questions. Have I tried the Moorline family of beers? Yes, of course. I've consumed basically every local brew there is here in Cincinnati. I like this thing. This makes me feel very tall. How's BB? She's asleep. She's doing great. She's taking a nap. I've tried so far not to let her know how rare it is for a child to nap after like turning 3, but she still loves them, and she'll sleep for like 2.5 hours. She is the best. What color is that red? Oh, in my glasses? I don't know. It's like pink. Rose-colored glasses. Let's see. What do you use to color your hair? It's a brand called Pravana, I believe, and it's the color is Vivid. What's my favorite fridge magnet? Well, this is not my specific one. Well, I'll show you my favorite. My favorite one is this one. It's the Loch Ness Monster, and it says, the important thing is that I believe in myself. That one makes me really happy. But there's this, because we travel a lot, so I get a lot of magnets in airports. Like about 2 years ago, this one just became super common. It's like a snow globe, but it's a magnet, and it's just got like sand in it. And like some, we have a bunch of them now from a bunch of different places. Yeah. Let's see, other questions? Have you ever been to Europe? Yes. I've been to London and Dublin, and I've been to Inverness in Scotland, as well as the Cairngorm Mountains in Scotland. And I've also like flown through Amsterdam and stuff, and Paris, but I don't think that counts because I was just in the airport. I did not blaze it. Oh, it's 420 now. 420. Where are my glasses from? These I got from a company called Zenni because they're very cheap, and they do tinted lenses like this, and I don't have to worry about BB breaking them. But I have much nicer glasses from Warby Parker that I wear all the time. Have I ever been to Edinburgh? No, I haven't yet, but I do plan to. I will eventually. Let's see. What's your favorite tattoo? This one, it's a clock. It's a pocket watch. It's the time and date when BB was born. But I also really like this one. It's a pineapple that I got after my mother passed away. What's my favorite thing to bake? I mean, probably beer bread, just because it's so versatile and flexible. But I also, I mean, I make a lot of desserts. So like, I always feel super successful after making a good cheesecake. That always makes me feel pretty good. Let's see. What shows do I watch with my kids? We watch a lot of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, a lot of Daniel Tiger, Fancy Nancy. I watch everything she watches. We watch it together. We just yesterday started Steven Universe, which I was really excited about, but I didn't want to rush. And she started asking me about it. She's like, what is Steven Universe? And then I was like, do you want to watch some? And she's like, yeah. I was like, yes. So then we started watching Steven Universe together. Let's see. Do you have any tips for first-time bread bakers? Maybe cookies for start easy, and the thing about making bread from scratch is there's a lot of techniques you have to understand and a lot of science you have to understand before you do it. Now there are quick breads like we talked about earlier, like soda bread and beer bread and that kind of thing, where it's like you don't really have to know all the science or the techniques to do it. But if you are going to do bread, be ready for some failures because bread is especially finicky. And it's a lot of learning as you go. Let's see. My funky apron? Oh, my apron's pretty simple. This is very durable. I have sillier ones, but this is my utilitarian one. What's my favorite bluegrass artist? I really like Ralph Stanley. I got to see the Down from the Mountain tour when I was a kid. That was like the performers from the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack performing live. And that was pretty incredible. Yeah. I mean, listen, like, an apron is basically overalls, but that they forgot to like turn to put legs on, you know? Do I use starters in my bread? I haven't, but I'm not against it. Do I have cabin fever? No, I don't have cabin fever. I mean, I work from home, and I have 2 kids, so it's not like before this I was going out and partying. BB is getting cabin fever because like we would normally, like, there's a museum in town she likes to go to and stuff like that, and we just haven't been able to. So that's been a bit of a problem. And Teresa has returned, so that means the baby is having some issues, and that's fine. You know, it's fine. Hi, honey. Sorry about the baby. She wants to do a live stream, I guess. She wants to come down and say hi. No baby on the live stream. Not till she's older. Let's see. What did you not expect when you first had kids? The first 6 months is so like monotonous. Like, I don't want to say boring, right? Because you have like the crying and stuff and you have to take care of them, but they're just not really bringing a lot to the party. You know, like kids aren't like, for the first 6 months, it's not like, oh, I love the way. You will start to attribute things to them and say like, oh, they love it when you do this, and they love it. They don't. For the first like month, they don't even see your face. So it's just like you are just working hard. It's like the fetch and carry quests in like Final Fantasy and stuff, where it's like, I need you to go get 10 pages that are blown away in the wind. And you're like, this is so boring. Can I please get to the part where I fight monsters? It's a lot like that with parenting. Are they bringing things? Oh, BB is bringing so much things to the party now. Today, she and her mom her and Teresa made a cupcake shop in the living room. And for some reason, BB decided that all the cupcakes cost pounds because she said that they were in London. So I don't know. That was her deal. Let's see. How old does the baby have to be to fight monsters? 6 months. Hi. Let's see. Did I take a picture with you in Disney last night? You're welcome. Did you miss out on it? I wouldn't say I missed out. I used to. My name is Travis Pecker, and of course, I'm very proud of my Scotch-Irish heritage, and I like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in a more traditional, like, let's talk about St. Patrick's and make traditional Irish food from scratch and that kind of thing. And yeah, I didn't do anything, but I'll observe it later. What's my favorite color? My favorite color is green. My second favorite color is purple. Let's see. What sounds good for dinner tonight? I don't know, whatever you want. You pick. Favorite role I've ever played as an actor? I got to play Laertes in Hamlet, which is pretty cool. Opposite one of my best friends played Ophelia, and that was really fun. I've gotten to do a lot of fun stuff. My favorite role is as myself in My Brother and Me. Have I ever had green hair? No, I did like an aquamarine. It just faded so fast. And I'm really worried that with my skin tones, if I did green, I would look ill. Any book, music? Yes. I've been listening to a book series called Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. It is a mystery series, like a trilogy set in this like private school in the mountains of Vermont. And it is fascinating and incredibly well written, and it's like the best mystery I've read since Agatha Christie. So check it out. The first book is called Truly Devious. The second one is called Vanishing Stair, and the second one is called Hand on the Wall, which is the one I'm listening to now. Boomer Sooner. My favorite local Cincinnati brewery is a brewery called Urban Artifacts, and they do like all like sours and tarts and stuff, which is currently my favorite kind of beer. So that one. Let's see. Can I do more cooking streams? Sure, probably. Favorite brass instrument? Well, it's got to be the trombone. I played the trombone in middle school for 2 years, and I was never very good at it. But I think that that boils down to the fact that I didn't practice at all. An opinion on Skyline? Well, for a long time, I was very opposed to it. Because I would say I wasn't originally from here, so I'd say like, well, that's not chili. You know, it's just meat sauce. And then I came to learn about its like actual heritage and the fact that even though it's called chili, it's based off of, I believe, a Greek dish. And I've also since had it in restaurants that were not like fast food. And that's like saying like, oh, hamburgers, what do you think of McDonald's, right? Not that it's like the worst hamburger in the world, but it's not where you would go to form your opinion on it. And so the thing is forever that like Cincinnati style chili, I only thought about it in terms of like Skyline or Gold Star or whatever. And then you go other places and you have it and you're like, oh, this is actually very good. Let's see. Is there a character you're dying to play but haven't had the chance to yet? Do you mean like in Taz or like on stage? Because I'd love to play. Okay, so on stage, I really want to play John Proctor in the Crucible. I got to play it in like certain selections. We did a Arthur Miller kind of cabaret thing. That's not the right word, but anyways, selections from Arthur Miller in college, and I was John Proctor in like 3 scenes that I really enjoyed doing. And as far as a character I'd like to play in Adventure Zone, I haven't really gotten to play like a real rascally rogue, which I would like to do because, you know, someone with real questionable morals. I think that would be fun. And that was like my chosen character, you know, whenever I play RPGs or video games or whatever before Taz. And I just have never gotten the chance to play a rogue. Let's see. Would I ever play anyone in Hamilton if Lynn offered? I mean, yeah. I don't know why he would offer though, because I'm not like that good a singer. I can carry a tune in a bucket, but I'm not like, man, I wish I could sing like, you know, Chris Jackson, because I'd love to play George Washington, but I just don't know if that would ever happen. Let's see. Have I ever played Skyrim? Yes, multiple times I've played Skyrim. That's one where I usually end up literally losing the plot because I get so distracted by all the weird side things you can do. Let's see. Podcast suggestions. Yes. Check out, there's one called Decoder Ring, where they investigate, kind of do deep dives on like pop culture things, like why are we afraid of killer clowns? Why are we, you know, why is Jennifer Aniston the cover girl for tabloids and that kind of thing? Highly recommend Decoder Ring. Do I miss playing Magnus? Yes, but I think that a lot of that has to do with like by the end of it, right? 70 episodes in, well, it's actually 69. Nice. I knew Magnus backward and forward, right? So like it was very easy to like be in the moment and not think about what I was doing because I could just do it. And it's hard to get to that point quickly again. Like with Aubrey, I got there, but it took like 20 episodes. And so I think a lot of it is like at the end of Balance, we were letting go of like all this knowledge we had and all of this comfort level we had, which is really, really scary. I mean, we had like numerous. Like I can't even begin to estimate how many conversations we had as Balance was wrapping up about what we were going to do next and what we were going to do with it. Because it was like, do we start over fresh without knowing anything about these characters or any of this? And, you know, in the end, I think doing it, like starting over, was the right thing to do. It was just really, really scary. Do I play Animal Crossing? No, not because I'm against it. It's just not really my thing. Like I because of my ADD, like I need a story that I can get lost in, so I can sit there and be like caught up in the story and like not think about how much time is passing. And the problem is, especially now with like kids and work and stuff, is like the idea of like just sitting down and doing stuff without a story isn't really enough to grip me, because most of my video game playing has to happen after like 9 p.m. And just Animal Crossing doesn't do that for me. That said, I was planning to pick it up when we had a bunch of travel and stuff scheduled for the next like month and a half. So I don't know, maybe I will at some point. Would you secretly live in Disney World? No, I'm terrified of the feral cats that run Disney World at night. Would I ever guest on Critical Role? Yes, of course I would. Yes, are you kidding me? I'd love to. Will I do the Gary recaps every time? Yes, I think I will. Because when I was faced with doing a previously on this time, I was like, where do I even start? How do I even like, where do these, how do I find? And I was like, wait, I can just have Gary tell everybody what's up and what's important and not have to worry about clipping together, even in clips, like pull this word and this word to make it make sense. So I was like, I'll just do these recaps every time. That's a lot easier. Yeah, feral cats live at Disney. There's like an army of feral cats that roam the grounds to keep, ironically, to keep the mouse population down. What's my favorite part of doing graduation? I like developing story. I like when I can get a moment where it's like, this thing happens that you all don't get to hear, but when we finish recording an episode, where like Justin or Griffin or Dad or somebody will say like, that was really good, and that's it. Is like I'm doing it for them, and I'm glad you all like it, but I'm doing it for them, to entertain them and to keep them playing, just like any good DM should do. And so when I get those moments where it's like, got them, that makes me really, really happy. Do I enjoy tea? Yes, I enjoy tea. Here, come with me. Come with me over to my tea cabinet. These are all teas. Here, I'll angle you over. There's a lot of tea and hot chocolate and coffee in there. This is our hot chocolate and coffee and tea cabinet. Let's see, these are my, as long as we're here, little kitchen tour. This is my coffee mug cabinet. Here, this is all of our fancy glasses. Yeah, you get it. You get it. That's just one corner of my kitchen. I'll save the rest for a future stream. No need to give it all away now. Let's see. My favorite mug. Let's see if it's in there. I think for obvious reasons, I really like this one. That one makes me very happy. I have one that's currently in the dishwasher because I used it, but it said, oh, now I can't remember the name of the school. My rabbit got a PhD at, is it Vassar? Is that where I said Dr. Harris Bonkers went? And all I got was this mug, and I really enjoyed that mug quite a bit. Let's see. Where do you keep your wallet chains? In my jeans, my Jinko jeans. Let's see. What's my favorite hot drink? It's coffee. I drink so much coffee, you guys. I cut way back, but there was a time where I was drinking like 4 cups every morning. How are your dogs? They're doing great. Buttercup's asleep. Lily is asleep over on the chair there. When you were a kid, what do you want to be when you grew up? Well, it fluctuated a lot. There was a time where I wanted to be a veterinarian. And then I realized that that would also involve having to like put dogs down or hurt dogs or whatever. And I didn't want to do that. And then I wanted to be, for a while, a pastor. But then one day I put together that really I just like performing and attention. I wanted to be an actor. But then after a while, I realized that really I just like performing as myself. So that, here I am now. Lily, but come here. Good girl. I'll see if I can show Lily. She's quite big. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. This is my giant puppet. This is Lily. She's a good girl. Hi, Lily. Say hi. Hi, good girl. This is Lily. She's quite big. And she's happy to see you. Hi, good girl. Ugh. Whew. She weighs about 60-some pounds. It's a lot. It's quite a lot. Woo. I think Buttercup's upstairs asleep. I'll leave her alone. That's my big good girl. Now to wash my hands. Washing my hands. Everybody look at my back. Okay, I'm back. So my dogs, just in case anyone was wondering, are named after, so my cat's name is Willow, who is named after Willow Rosenberg from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And my Border Terrier is named Buttercup after Princess Buttercup from Princess Bride. And Lily is named after Lily von Stupp from Blazing Saddles. Yeah. Let's see. Listen, I could have washed my hands longer, but I'm not touching food. I'm not touching my face. I just touched the dog. Where's the kitty? The kitty is in whatever room Lily is not in. She does not enjoy Lily's size. What's my favorite fun fact about Magnus? My favorite fun fact about Magnus. Well, I don't know if this works, but it's like my own headcanon. Like even though I'm writing it, I don't count this as canonical, but it was like a reference I put in for myself. Is in the first episode of Graduation when Rainier says that a master carpenter made her chair. In my head, I pictured it as Magnus. Now, remember, I'm not saying that that is canonical. I'm saying that in my head, that was like an Easter egg I put in for myself, I guess, that I thought was funny or I thought was cute. There you go. Any plans for new tattoos? Yes, I'm getting a new tattoo very soon. Well, not very soon, in like May, but down my forearm. So I have, that's my cookbook. Yes, so I have here, this is a copy of my mom's cookbook from when I was growing up. So I went through and so my mom used to say to me, all you can do is all you can do. As it's, meaning like if you're doing your best and that's all you can do, then you can't expect yourself to do more because that's all you can do. And so I went through her cookbook and like found the words all you can do is all you can do spread out in her handwriting throughout the book and then cut it together. So it's going to say all you can do is all you can do in my mom's handwriting down my arm. How has streaming the past 3 days in a row been? It's been great. Hanging out with my friends. Did I set a timer for the bread? I did. There's 20 minutes left. I don't know if we're going to make it that far. That's just a long time. Let's see. Oh, my kitchen is clean because my wife cleaned it while I worked. So, because I told her I was going to do a live stream and she didn't want it to be messy, so Teresa cleaned it. So that all the credit goes to her. I'm going crazy during court? No, I'm not going crazy. I'm doing this so that other people don't go crazy. I recognize that this is a time where people need more content to consume, and I have appreciated other creators that I like live streaming and tweeting and posting more on Instagram and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to pay it forward and make sure that there's stuff for y'all to do and watch and everything. And I just don't want you to feel alone. I'm doing great. Like I said, I normally work from home and we spend a lot of time at home, and I have Teresa and BB and Dot to hang out with. Once again, Dot's not bringing all that to the table. But like I've called my brothers and we FaceTimed a lot, and we set up a webcam with the TV so we could FaceTime all the cousins and everything. So we're doing great. Any tattoo advice? Yes, it is going to hurt. Try not to look at the needle. Breathe a lot. But the good news is, here's what I have found, is that when it starts, it'll hurt for like the first 30 seconds and the last 10 minutes. Because for the first 30 seconds, you're like, oh my God, what is happening, right? And then you'll get used to it and you'll zone out. And I have also found, if your tattoo artist is cool with it, putting in headphones and like listening to a podcast or music or a book or something helps distract you from it. And then when you start getting to the end and you start to figure out you're at the end, you're like, oh, we got to be done now. We got to be done now. And that's where it'll start to like hurt again, because you're like, now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it. But the thing is like the pain, the sharp pain of getting the tattoo is like only for the session. And then you'll have like, a little bit of discomfort while it heals. Then it's done and you'll have artwork on your body that you're really proud of. That is the last thing I'll say, is don't get anything you're unsure about or anything that you're not proud of, because every tattoo I have is something that I thought about a lot. And I thought, like, I really like this and I'm ready to get it. Let's see. Other questions. I think I'm going to have to wrap up soon because I've been going for about 45 minutes. And, I love you all, but I got to clean back up the kitchen before Teresa sees all this baking mess I made. Let's see. What made me smile today? BB, for some reason, deciding that the cupcake shop, you had to pay in pounds. I don't know why. I mean, she watches a lot of Peppa, so sometimes she'll say stuff like, oh, that cheeky stuffy, or like, Daddy, can I have a tomato? And I think it is the funniest thing in the world. Let's see. Oh, listen, when the bread's done, I'll post pictures of it. I'll post it on Instagram and all that stuff. So don't you even worry about it. Okay. I'm going to wrap up there because, I don't know, I'm sleepy and tired. But I will probably stream again tomorrow. So if there's anything you think of that you're like, hey, Travis, I'd love you to live stream this, tweet it at me. Support other artists. I tweeted yesterday and there's like a whole reply thread to it of like people whose jobs have been affected by the quarantine and shutdowns of places. And I had them send in like their Patreons or links to their stuff. So if you're looking for ways to support people and help people go through that, check that out. Take good care of yourself. Please isolate yourself. We got to flatten that curve. Keep people who are at risk from getting sick. I think you all are great. I'm glad you are here, and I will try to stream something again tomorrow. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.